It's Thursday, May 27, 2021. So much happening in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start today's video, please give this video a thumbs up. If you really want to support the channel, like this video, subscribe to this channel, share these videos all over your social media, and hit that bell notification down below so that you are alerted with the newest videos. But I want to get right into things today. So much happening. Dow Jones up 141 points today on the incredible news that only 406,000 Americans filed first-time jobless claims last week. Better than expected. These numbers were better than expected. They were expecting 425,000 Americans to file first-time jobless claims. It was only 406. Remember, 406,000 jobless claims is double the pre-crisis norm. Yet the markets, as I'm watching CNBC and some of the other shows, they're ecstatic. The great news, the markets are responding to this wonderful news that only 406,000 Americans file first-time jobless claims. Well, where were the markets when those jobless claims were 500, 600, 700 plus thousand a week? The Dow Jones was going up. See, the Dow Jones and the stock market and Wall Street, they don't care about local economies. They don't care about your economies. They don't care about unemployment numbers. They don't care about jobless claims. What the markets care about is the Fed pumping trillions of dollars into these markets. The buyer and lender of last resort. The Dow Jones, S&P, NASDAQ, and Russell 2000, they don't care about if you have a job or you don't have a job. They don't care about your local economy. They care about when the Fed is going to continue to pump more money into these markets. And I was reading this article today. President's $6 trillion budget will raise federal spending to highest post-World War II level. See, this is why the markets were up. This is what the markets care about. They care about more Fed money being injected into these markets. The president unveiled his first federal budget today, which calls for the government to spend $6 trillion in the 2022 fiscal year. This is why the markets are up, because more free money is coming to the markets. Article yesterday, I was reading, 54% of Americans support state's decision to end $300 unemployment benefit. Poll finds this on CNBC. So as we are witnessing stagflation, as we're witnessing the price of literally everything going up, get ready. This is going to be a game changer here, ladies and gentlemen, as we watch $300 benefits being cut off, as unemployment at some point is going to run out, as the moratoriums and the forbearances run out. Reality is going to rear its ugly head here. And I don't know how this is going to end, but all I can see from here is this is going to get very, very ugly. The hedge today, U.S. durable goods, new orders unexpectedly tumble in April. Wow, this didn't even, the markets didn't care about this, right? They care about the free money. The markets did not care about this news, and they didn't care if you lost your job or you filed first-time jobless claims. The U.S. durable goods new orders tumbled 1.3% month over month during this incredible recovery. Here's another one on the hedge. U.S. pending home sales unexpectedly plunged in April due to lack of affordable homes. Sales tumbled 4.4% month over month in April. Existing and new home sales tumbled unexpectedly also in April. So I don't know if this means that we're turning a corner here. It doesn't really matter, because when this thing crashes, it's going to crash. Nobody really knows when. Is this a sign that things are going to begin to slow down? I don't know. But what I do know is every bubble pops, and we are so overdue to see things correct. And this correction is not going to be a normal correction. It's going to be a full-blown collapse. Stock market, housing, cryptos, all of it. We're going to see collapse after collapse after collapse. You need to be preparing. This isn't to scare people. This is to wake people up. This isn't doom and gloom like so many people want to say, oh, I'm just trying to get views. If I wanted views, I would just go start a car channel or a coffee channel or a food channel. Okay, this channel is about waking people up, making sure people prepare and protect themselves and their families from this economic collapse that is happening right before your very eyes. Yet there are so many people naive, dumbed down, bamboozled, in denial, can't face the truth because it scares them. People just, if you say anything about cryptos, anything against their little dream of, investing a couple $1,000s and they're going to make $1 million, if you say anything negative about that, oh my goodness, they're going to come after you. You cannot say anything realistically about the Ponzi scheme. These people go absolutely ballistic if you say anything that threatens their little fantasy, their little dream, anything that can pop their little bubble. I don't have to say anything. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ponzi scheme, the cryptos, that's all going to come to an end, because if you think you're going to invest $1,000 and you're going to make $1 million, it doesn't work that way. And people are going to find out during a depression, during an economic collapse, during a currency collapse, that you better be hanging on and holding something real, something that is an asset, something you can get to, something that isn't just a digit on a computer screen. Here's another article. Despite initial claims drop, almost 16 million Americans remain on government dole. 3.5 million people, Americans, will come off benefits in the next few months as these $300 benefits wind down. And this is going to be a reality check for so many people. And if you're one of these people who hasn't been paying rent, but you've been going out partying, taking vacations, buying a new or used car, your life is about to change. I hope that people watching this video, if you weren't working, I hope that you were paying your rent. If you were getting the $300 and $600 benefits and unemployment, I hope you were paying down the debts, paying your rent. This is going to be just absolutely catastrophic when all these extensions and when the money ends and it's time to pay the bills, when it's time to pay up, when it's time to pay property taxes, when it's time to pay income taxes, when it's time to pay rent, when it's time to pay the mortgage, when it's time to pay the car bill, the college tuition. See, people thought that this president was going to come in and just allow everybody to slide on college tuition, that nobody was going to take responsibility. Didn't happen, did it? So many people saying, oh, don't pay your bills, run up your credit cards, this reset, you're going to be fine. The reset. The reset's not going to work for 99.9% of people. It's going to work for corporate America. It's going to work for the wealthiest top 0.0001%. Not going to work for you. Do not go into this collapse holding debt. U.S. inflation surprises are the highest on record. Somebody responded last night in the comments and said, JB, people have to live. What do you want them to do? Because this is just too negative. It's too scary. What I want people to do, and I'm just speaking for me, is I want people to think. I want people to think for themselves. I want people to be self-sufficient. I want people to have an emergency fund. I don't want people going out blowing their money and believing everything the television tells them, that we're going to be witnessing the biggest economic comeback in world history, that this recovery is going to be incredible. There's been no recovery. People are hurting. We have more people out of work than any time in history. If you look at shadowstats.com, John Williams, he's talking about 25.7% unemployment. That's as bad as the Great Depression. And yet they're telling us about a recovery. So how about people just waking up before they drive into a brick wall? How about people actually thinking for themselves? How about people actually preparing for things? But see, people don't want their little bubble to be threatened. They don't want their bubble to be popped. They believe that these government checks were going to come in forever, $300 benefits forever, not going to have to pay rent ever. And see, I live in the real world. I'm here to tell you, the bills are coming due, okay? The checks are going to stop. And you're going to be left on your own. And so many people just go, well, I can't become homeless. I live in America. I have a job, or I had a job, and I get government subsidies, so there's no way I could become homeless. Look, you have to realize that the money's going to end. And they're not going to care what happens to you. Whether you work at Wendy's or Taco Bell, whether you become homeless, whether you work for NASA, whatever, nobody's going to care. The government is not there to pick you up, okay? The money is coming to an end. So, in response to this gentleman, I want people to wake up. I want people to think for themselves. And I want people aware of the dangers that are coming, aware that the money's going to stop, that the unemployment's going to stop, that prices at the grocery store are going to continue to go up. The cost of living is going to go up. And so, again, it's just like somebody driving with their eyes closed. They better wake up because they're heading right into a mountain. And if they don't wake up, they're going head on and they're going to lose. Economists raise alarm over inflation and price acceleration. How about that? How about being aware of that? So what should we all do? Not think about this? Should we just ignore the reality and just go, that's doom and gloom, that's negative, let's not talk about it? Let's just ignore reality, stick our heads in the sand, not prepare. And when our kids aren't eating, when we get evicted from our apartment or our house, and we're homeless and we're on the streets, we have no experience in survival, so the answer, I guess, is just ignore it and go on and just wait till the money ends. And, maybe you'll be lucky enough to go to a food line. So let's just ignore it and do nothing about it. That's the answer. Do nothing about what is coming. So a tornado's coming, a tsunami's coming. And so you and your family are just going to sit out at the pool and wait for it to hit. That's the advice we should all be taking right there. Poll shows Argentines expect inflation to hit 50% in next year. Right now, US, we're seeing 4.2%. The Argentines are expecting 50% inflation in the next year. That's insane. My question is, what would be the breaking point here in America where it's just all out bananas? I just saw gas today at Arco, the cheapest gas station in my area, regular at $4.05. Now, people going back to work, at these $10, $12 an hour jobs, 25, 28, 30-hour work weeks, how in the world are people going to survive when gas is over $4 a gallon? Unbelievable. Here's another one, Yahoo News. Another summer of California power outages poses threat. It's a big threat. We saw what happened in Texas. They said it could have been much worse. But people say, don't talk negative. Don't scare us. It's doom and gloom. There's no reason to prepare for anything. Don't prepare for snowstorms or freezes or grids going down, power outages, tornadoes, earthquakes. No reason to prepare for that. We'll just deal with it when it happens. Don't be that person. It's not negative to be self-sufficient. It's not negative to be a self-reliant person, an independent thinker, somebody who can think outside of the box, somebody who can see danger coming and knows and is intelligent enough to prepare for it. I think anybody with common sense, anybody with an IQ of a fifth grader at this point understands the system is extremely fragile. And you got to ask yourself, what if things shut down? I know in my area right now, if things shut down here and, in July it's 120 degrees, 118 degrees, if things shut down for a day, it's big trouble, let alone if they shut down for a week. Look at the amount of people that lost their lives in Texas because of the cold weather. They didn't know how to deal with it. And when a system shuts down, if the grid shut down, if there was a cyber attack, what do you do? Do you have food? Do you have water? Do you have cash? Because guess what? If you're dependent on a card or a cryptocurrency to do business and your computer doesn't work, you're out of luck. You're out of luck. This is why if you don't hold it, you don't own it. You need some cash. You need to have some gold. You need to have some silver put away. But you really need to have some cash, and you need food. You need water. These people who think nothing bad can ever happen, these are the people who become statistics. Okay, these are the people who freeze in snowstorms. These are the people, who die of dehydration because their power goes out in July. These are the people who don't have food preparations, water preparations, because they think that the system, the fragile system, is going to come and save them. The government is going to come and save them. The police will come and save them. And then they learn a very, very valuable lesson. And some people learn a lesson with the loss of their life, or a family member's life. So you don't want to learn that kind of lesson. What's the big deal putting a little food away, a little water away, having a plan, having some cash put away? That doesn't mean you have to cash out of the stock market or cash out of your cryptos. It means diversifying every way possible, okay? The system is so fragile and nobody wants to admit it. And there's going to come a point, ladies and gentlemen, something big is coming, and everybody has literally everything on their computer. Everybody now everything is on a computer. And they're so dependent on that computer turning on, turning off, accessing their information. I went to an ATM yesterday. It was shut down. Had to go to another one. What happens if a grid goes down? There's a power outage. You can't access an ATM and get cash. You can't access your bank account online. You can't access your money market or your 401k. What happens when you need your money and you can't access it? What happens when you want to use those cryptos, but there's no power to use those cryptos because the grid went down? There was a power outage. And now what do you do? We've just seen too many warning signs that the system can shut down like that quick, and then you're in trouble. So make sure you're diversified. Don't rely on the system. The thing I believe in is get out of the system the most that you can. Get out. Leave enough in the bank for your bills. I personally would not leave all my money in a bank. That scares me. I wouldn't leave valuables in a safety deposit box in a bank. Just think how quick things can shut down. And that your money is not in the bank. It's digits on a screen. Okay, if that screen doesn't work, if that bank isn't open, if you can't access that website, if you can't access that investment company where your money is, just imagine how quick it can all be gone. How many cyber attacks we've seen, how much fraud we've seen, how much hacking we've seen. So do yourself a favor, be diversified. Don't keep all your eggs in one basket. And that's how I personally think. So I'm going to leave it there today. Let me know what's on your mind. Again, the comments are so valuable. They're so enlightening, so much knowledge. And I get emails daily about the comment section and how important those comments are, because there are just so many intelligent people out there. And most of all, so many awake people who are waking up other people. So those comments that you make, people are reading them. I mean, just look at the thousands of people that read those comments. You are really waking up people, and you're making people critically think for themselves. And so many people have written me and thanked me for making these videos, and thanking me for the great comments down below that you guys have left, that you've written, because you have woken up so many people. And in my opinion, in my eyes, you have saved a lot of lives, because the people you've woken up, they're not going to be victims of this collapse. And I don't care what anybody says. They can tell me how great everything is because the stock market is up, because a crypto is up. This economy, ladies and gentlemen, the small business owner, the medium business owner, the employee, they're getting absolutely decimated. And I can't even imagine what this is going to look like in a year. We're coming into some real serious financial times. Make sure you're preparing.